82 lap race. So of course from starting on the pole we will get to see just how this will come about here in this one. So here we go now, first off, green flag in the air. We are underway here at Watkins Glen in the Xfinity Series. Again, this 82 lap event, quickly trying to get down into that right-hander in turn one. We easily beat Noah Gragson down to the bottom of the racetrack there. Was able to block off any sort of run he had. Already a 1 second lead on Noah Gragson, 2.5 seconds ahead of third on Ross Chastain. We have obviously had a fast car. Our qualifying lap in session qualifying, we won both rounds. When we won round two, it was to clinch our spot on the pole. It was a pretty good showing at that. We ran it a full 0.8 of a second faster than the second place qualifier, Noah Gragson. Should be a 2 pit stop race to the finish. Obviously, it'll depend on when and where the cautions will fly in this race as well. But knowing that we even have great short run speed with qualifying on the pole, this is going to make it very interesting, even for a longer run. We had a pretty great Cup Series race when we raced here, so we'll see if this Xfinity race will be just as good as that one. In the Cup Series race, we qualified in second. Just trading the lead. It was mostly a 3-car race most of the way through. Looking to draft all the way down to the bottom there through the long front stretch. You can see right here about to head up through the mountains once again. A perfect run through the chicane on the backstretch there, but always good. We'll see on a very long run if these guys can maybe try to run me down that way. Of course, it's just going to be very interesting to decide how this race will play out, especially when we are only on lap 3, about to come to lap 4 already. Again, with just being an 82 lap race, this race will fly by, let me tell you. Already 79 laps to go. Of course, once again here, back-to-back road course races at this point in the season. We run at Mid-Ohio for the next race. Before we go short track racing once again at Bristol, and then once again back to another road course just after that. go there to break the draft, even though it really wasn't a draft. Just did not waste any time whatsoever. Left side tires are going to wear out a lot quicker than the right side tires. And that will actually likely happen more so with the left front than the left rear. But there are more right-hand turns around this racetrack than left-hand turns, and that's what causes that. Now is a good time here to stretch into the in-car cam for the first time today and really see how you can run this racetrack. And turns as we go uphill through the carousel. Tyler Reich has closed the gap now on Miller Gregson for second. Through the bus stop, off the curbs. The car bounces around pretty violently. Even in the Xfinity Series. And there isn't as much horsepower as the Cup cars on road courses. A lot to talk about right now. Of course, if you remember, it only took 8 laps to get into lap traffic in the Cup race here. Granted, there were 2 more cars that start in the field compared to the Xfinity Series, but you get to see how quickly look at the rumble strips there on the curb. Really throwing around this race car. Thanks for joining us here in the early going of this race at Watkins Glen for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Just gassing it right through the bus stop chicane. In the backstretch now staying hooked to that curbing there. Wasn't the best corner I had. Probably could have ran it a little wider and I think it would have stuck a lot better. Finally in lap traffic here on lap 9. Took about a lap longer here in the Xfinity Series compared to the Cup Series, but again, 2 less cars, so I guess it's reasonable. We're now in heavy traffic here as we get into the bus stop. Now looking to pass all these backmarker cars here around the outside through turn 5. And here we go, Watkins Glen, only a 7-turn racetrack. Quickly down to the bottom here to try and beat all these guys into the corner. Just flying right around this lap traffic. Having a hood cam for the first time today. A little wide in turn 1, but took it on the racing surface pretty easily though. Still early enough in the run that the tires have pretty good grip. Very tough to get the car to wheel hop. Running it hard into these corners when you have pressure tires and it's stuck to the track like it is. Later in the run, you'll see that more often. Don't forget, I made 2 mistakes in that Cup Series race at Watkins Glen. I had to come from behind. With both of those mistakes to get the victory, and hopefully with having a pretty substantial lead over Noah Gregson. There isn't as much pressure on me as what there was in the Cup Series race. Now I can run pretty hard here. Down low to break the draft on the lap traffic. And now back up to the top side of the racetrack. It's the easiest way to get around that lap car. Down the front stretch there, down to the start finish line. Currently have an 11-second lead on Noah Gregson. Going to be a great lap, I think. Probably one of the better times I got through turn 5 there. One of the better chicanes I had as well. It continues into turn 6. Going a little wide off the curbing there, but able to get it to roll pretty easily through turn 7. Back again to the start finish line. Went to Watkins Glen for the Cup Series race earlier on in this 2019 season. Had a great time. It was one of my favorite races to see live. My first road course race of 2 that I've seen live. Yeah, it was definitely a pretty fun one. Very unique and interesting. Xfinity Series put on a good show that weekend too, but I was not there. I mean, I was there, but I did not catch the Xfinity Series race. Really had to get on the brakes hard there. All over the back bumper of Stephen Light. Have to try to pass him around the outside in turn 5. I've had to speed the car to pass on the left-hand side, which is the outside in turn 5. At least with these guys further back in the pack. Back through the shifts and beat it back to the gas, and he's not going to complete the crossover, so he will go a lap down. Already we have only 70 laps to go in the race. slight contact there with Joey Gase. That's the first contact we've made with anybody all day. He kind of got in our way. Oh, gonna go wide in turn one, late in the brakes. Got to the brakes a little late. And still, just the wherewithal to have the speed in the car that we do, just to keep the whole car out in front of Joey Gase, as if nothing ever happened. Stayed the gas all the way through the carousel also, which I haven't done at all today, so that was pretty interesting too. 47% tire wear left on the left front tire. I'm on lap 14 of this race, so obviously no green flag pit stops have happened yet. Jr. now looking on Chase Benchel. Very slight contact there with the Josh Williams driven car. Kirby now just still bobbling around. Barely able to clear BJ McLeod. And Drake Alding, they're side by side into turn 6.
Careful, still there.
Contact with Justin Haley through turn 6. And we're going to put Justin Haley a lap down, and now down to the apron to break the draft. Back up to the top before we get into turn 1. Just dominating this race right now, almost 30 seconds ahead of Noah Gregson, who is still in second, but only by a couple car lengths on Tyler Reddick in third. Very tough to pass on road courses, especially Watkins Glen, as unique as it is with its high speeds. This 2.45 mile racetrack. This race is only 8 laps shorter in length than what the Cup race is. And the lap times here are not that much slower than the Cup Series just because it's a road course. You can never really hit the highest speed that your car can take here on the racetrack. No matter what kind of gearing you have in it. One more lap car coming up here in the next, well, sometime this lap. I'd guess we'll probably catch him sometime in the bus stop. Gaining the gas all the way through the carousel once again. Able to hold it twice. That time was a lot better even than the first time, angling into the corner lines. Getting a ton of time on Josh Galicki, who was in 17th. There's a good chance we're going to get him a lap down here very shortly. Right on his back bumper. Slow car of Mike Harmon just in front of him. Harmon last currently on the racetrack. So Galicki went a lap down there pretty quick. Staying in the gas, passing Jackson around the outside. Contact now with Zane Smith.
Alright, you're clear there.
Got around him pretty easily though.
Clear to the right.
Wow, 3 wide through turn 6 there, trying to get through this lap traffic.
Clear right.
It worked though, we easily cleared them getting into turn 7. Pretty good road course racer of Austin Cindric now. Just falling the lap down in the 16th position, and in fact Cindric won this race in the regular season in real life here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series this season. Won 2 of the 4 road courses. I believe he won this one and the next race at Mid-Ohio. Quickly though, we were able to get to the inside. Very tight into turn 1 on the inside of Brandon Jones. Contact made. We try to fight our way through. And now only 12 drivers are on the lead lap. Didn't want to use the nose, but I had to do it just to get around him. Go right back to just weaving our way in and out of traffic. We currently have just about a 42-second lead on Noah Gregson. And Smithley's about to go a lap down here within a lap, as well as the driver just in front of him. Can't tell exactly who it is right now. Got a driver who is seemingly just blowing an engine on the racetrack, but he's going to get out of the way. It looked like it was Vinnie Miller who just blew an engine. Dive bombing into the first turn to get underneath of Garrett Smithley, trying to pass him clean. He gave us enough room. He shut the door on us like Brandon Jones did, and we're going to be running perfectly fine. Trying to squeeze our way through Kaz Gralla. We do, barely. Now only 10 drivers on the lead lap as we just passed Gralla. 2 clean passes there going through the carousel. We set up one of them on the exit of turn 1. Now Ross Chastain. Seemingly stuck behind a little bit slower on the car. And Chastain will go a lap down now.
You got room. You're clear. All right, you're clear.
Whoa! Slowly bounced off the wall and now into Ross Chastain just a little bit there. Caution though will fly. 61 laps to go. So with 61 laps to go, we get our first caution of the race. And that will allow everybody to come down onto pit road now. I'm going to take 4 fresh tires. And it should still be a 1 pit stop race to the finish from this point. So here we go, of course. That'll give Ross Chastain the free pass. So now 10 drivers back on the lead lap again, and despite being 45 seconds back, Gregson is back into this. Green flag back in the air, Watkins Glen. We've led every lap to this point, 57 to go. We'll see if we can keep this momentum going. Into turn 1, able to clear Gregson easily on the exit, feeding everybody back through the shift and through the gas. There we go. Gregson seemingly kind of hangs with me until we get into that chicane, and he just can't hang with me from that point on. We have seemingly nailed the setup here in this race. For the Xfinity Series, we have had no issues whatsoever in this one. Almost made a mistake once in turn 7, but I was able to get out of the gas before I ended up in the wall. I had a big enough lead, I was willing to give up just a little bit of time at that time. But this definitely has the makings for my most dominant win of the season. 4-race winning streak ended in the last race at Iowa. I'm trying to pick things back up as the road course king here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And we get Cole Custer the victory at Watkins Glen. Before I go to my home state track here in the Xfinity Series in the next race at Mid-Ohio. 55 laps to go.
That was a better lap.
We were pretty close. We were seemingly about 5 to 7 laps away from green flag pit stops before our first caution of the race was brought out as we go back to the in-car cam now for the second time today. There's still plenty of time left in this race. We're going to break the draft down to the bottom of the racetrack, back up to the top now. And we're not halfway done. We won't be until we hit 41 laps to go in this race, but we are somewhat close to that as we only have 52 laps to go right now. But I've led the first 30 laps of the race, and although you could say it's only the first 30 laps, this is only an 82-lap race. Is it possible in a race? And I did not do that at all in my Truck Series season, and haven't done it yet in the Xfinity or Cup Series season. So there is a very good chance this could be the first time I could ever do this. It would just be amazing. Be a great accomplishment. And at this point, I don't see why I can't. I've still got 3 sets of tires I can use. We have 51 laps to go. Right in between Joe Jackson and Mike Harmon now in lap traffic here. We ride along with the in-car cam. To the outside of the corner, very tight on the exit just to keep it off the wall and off of Mike Harmon, but it does work. 48 laps to go, back at the line once again. Things have quieted down, but I do have to say, though, I'm not pulling ahead nearly as much as I was on the opening run of the race. On Noah Gragson is. I'm only at an 8.5 second lead. Remember, that lead was up to 45 seconds. And we were only on lap 23 when the caution came out. So once again, on another green flag run, we'll just have to see how everything will pan out. Coming off of turn 7 again, but that time it was because I was on the inside on another lap car, and it was Matt Mills rather than the outside. Once again, able to keep it off, keep the car off of him. Ten-second lead now on Noah Gragson as they have caught lap traffic, so they're going to probably slow down a little bit more. Seemingly, I've gotten through the lap traffic a lot better here in this race throughout. Possible that we get an Xfinity Series record on this season with the least amount of cautions in a race. Of course, we've had one so far, but still not quite halfway, although we are closing in very close to the halfway mark. Quite early in this race for what we are for the laps completed. Weird angle as we were on the inside, on the right hand side of Stephen White into that 90-degree first turn. Not only have so much speed because of the longest straightaway on the racetrack heading into turn 1, but you're also going downhill as well, and it's a right-hander. It's all the makings for anything and everything to go wrong in that kind of a situation, especially side by side like we were. It was with the slower car, it was with the lap car already, so we were able to quickly get around them off the exit of the corner. And I'm hoping we stay green at least to cycle all the way through this set of pit stops. Definitely at the point now, though, where I know for a fact I can make it.
Alright, you're clear then.
This is going to be very interesting.
All clear.
It's going to be a very interesting race here just to see.
Left side clear. Left side. Alright, you're clear.
I'm going to lead every lap or not. I'm obviously going to try, but I have to pit one more time in this one. One more time for tires. Of course, if I pit now, I'm not going to make it to the end. She's going to be right on the borderline of being able to make it on one more stop. Should be able to make it on one more stop, but at the same time, it would be close at this point if we don't get another caution. But I'm hoping we stay green here and make this race a little interesting because, like I said, it has just been complete and utter domination. Even the one caution we had to kind of bunch the field back up again, it just never really made this thing that much more interesting as it pulled ahead on the start once again. Here's Ross Chastain just in front of us. Ross is about to go a lap down here. Through the bus stop, we were able to clear him. Toughest part of the racetrack to pass, and we made a pass to put Chastain a lap down in 10th so easily. I mean, that is a 10th place car and a top 10 driver. They're just so strong here. 28-point lead in the regular season standings heading into this race. And it was against Chase Briscoe, who is currently in the 3rd position in this race right now. That was all for the in-car cam now for the rest of the race. And now a ton of lap traffic. The exit of turn 1 going to clear one of these guys. Now down to the bottom again here to try and get around Ray Black Jr. That's going to work. Pass Josh Williams easily. Look like Greg Golden pretty easily before we get into the bus stop. A little wide there, but nothing too bad. Kept it on the track. Should be good to go here. Cross flags now, we're halfway home, 41 laps to go. Here at the Zippo at the Glen 200. Nine drivers currently on the lead lap. That's tied for the least amount of drivers on the lead lap today. Very, very tight into the bus stop. I passed one car, just could not quite get around BJ McLeod, at least right there.
Still there? Alright, you're clear then.
Easily going to get him off the exit at turn 5 though. Last lap was the final time we were racing with the hood cam for the rest of the day. This is the final time on this lap that we will race with the front bumper cam today. So the last 39 laps of the race, we will race with the normal camera. So here we go, 40 laps rather. 40 laps to go here at the Glen. Watkins Glen International, upstate New York. just a beautiful part of the country. Whether you come to this race in August or not, even for the Cup Series, I mean, if you ever get a chance to come up here, it is a beautiful part of the country, especially in the summertime. I know a buddy of mine comes up around this way to ski every winter. I have not been up here in the wintertime. This was the only time I've ever been in this part of the country, but it's even beautiful there at this time of the year, all the mountains and everything. I'm sure in the fall time with the leaves changing colors, that probably looks pretty awesome as well. Something about the mountains, I mean, I've been through a lot of states with them. Pennsylvania, New York, even eastern Ohio's got some, the Appalachian Mountains. Southern Kentucky, Tennessee, Northern Virginia kind of stretches, West Virginia. I mean, just all so beautiful. Highly recommend it. Just a great vacation spot. Now back to the race. Stretching out this lead just a little bit further now. About 29-second lead on Noah Gragson. Still nowhere near where it was before the time of the caution. One caution in the race. And 29 seconds back in the lead. Midst of lap traffic. First green flag run got to lap 23. As this green flag run is about to hit lap 21. Still gaining on pace over a second a lap though. So they're going to definitely have to try something on a restart, even if we get another restart, to even lead a lap in this race. Just for sake of trying to hold on to the lead, I'm definitely going to try to stay out of the pits as long as possible here on this current fuel run. Especially to try and make it a one-stop race to the finish. Run about 29 laps on a full tank of fuel here at Watkins Glen for the Xfinity Series in these cars. We have a bunch right in front of us. About 3 cars here down this front straightaway. Gragson and Briscoe battling hard for a second, but they must be in a lot of lap traffic as well, because now I'm quickly out to a 36-second lead. It was just a 28-second lead about 3 laps ago. It's seemingly about doubled my lead. Brown will go 2 laps down. Way down the road next to the inside wall to break the draft on the lap traffic. Back up to the top. A little loose on the entry of one, but easily able to drive it in there. Car even feels 10 times easier to drive than the Cup Series car. Again, using the controller in this race. I thought about testing my luck with the steering wheel, but now that I know I have the setup, I'll definitely try that in my next season. This is a good workout as it is, even with the controller, it's just intense. Trying to run time trial lap after time trial lap. This big of a lead. We'll see how fast I can be with a steering wheel here at Watkins Glen. That'll be fun. Barely going to clear Brandon Jones. It looks like he's going to try a crossover move in turn 7, but he's not going to get there, and I'm going to complete the pass off of turn 7, getting very loose. Quickly had to give that position right back up once again. 35 laps to go now. We're at that point in the run where the tires are definitely starting to go, and it's tough for me to even put the 15th place car, Brandon Jones, 2 laps down right now. Car's just bouncing off the curb just way more even than what it was before. This car's moving around a ton here in the corners. Use Austin Hill in the 31st place position as a pick.
You're clear.
Alone will help me put Brandon Jones 2 laps down now as he's still trying to get around Austin Hill. From the outside off of turn 7. Briscoe, these last 2 laps have actually gained about 2 seconds on me. Briscoe is still gaining some valuable time. And again, a lot of live traffic here just in front of me. About 3 cars are there as we're 3 wide into turn 6. Very, very tight on the racetrack. Get around Tommy Barcella. Sorry, Cesar Barcella. And now 33 laps to go. Again, we're close to the fuel run. 29 laps, so we're about 4 laps away from being able to pit. And fuel won't be an issue to get to that point. It will be, can the left front tire make it?
See if we can manage our time real well, alright? Clear all around, man.
Another driver spun 2 laps down. So 12th place car, Casgrava. Sorry, 14th place car, Casgrava. Now Jeremy Clements, who's in 13th currently. We'll go another lap down off of turn 5. 9% tire wear left on the left front tires. Chase Briscoe up to 2nd place now, passing Noah Gregson. So the top 2 in the same order as well in the driver standings here for the regular season are 1st and 2nd on the racetrack. 32 laps to go. Can we make it 3 more laps? Gonna want to try to stretch it longer than 3 more laps, but at the most 3 more laps before we pit. Staying in the gas through the carousel. Can easily get it done there. Not the 4th time I've done that today.
We're gonna need those tires to last, driver.
A little bit of a bobble again, and I'm all over the racetrack. And keeping it on, that's most important. You don't want a penalty. We're missing the zone, especially that bus stop there. Again, I've got a pretty big lead. I can somewhat take it easy. Don't have to push the race car as hard right now in this run.
Gotta take care of the tires.
Stephen Light just in front of me, 31 laps to go. Down to the inside, entering turn 1, we're side by side. So we try to put Light 3 laps down now. Off of 1, we clear him. Likely gonna pit this time by. And it will be our first green flag pit stop of the race. I better run through the bus stop that time than what we had in about the last 3 or 4 laps. And 3% tire wear left. Now 2% left on the left front. Whoa, had to lock the brakes up big time there, and got to make sure we don't speed. Getting onto pit road, we didn't. Right on the fuel window right now. This is going to be close. 4 fresh tires here, full tank of fuel coming our way.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
Still the race leader currently. We lost a lot of time, of course, but
All right, you're clear. Right side.
Chase Briscoe about 4.5 seconds off the race lead.
Careful, still there.
But yeah, currently still, once again here, holding on to the lead. This is pretty fun. On a 3.5 second lead now. Of course, trying to get back up to speed, but we got out in front of Briscoe, and maybe Briscoe's car is coming along late. But everybody else behind me has still got a pit, so despite the fact the lead's right around 4 seconds ahead of the second place driver, now that goat Gregson's falling all the way back to 5th on this run. We've got a chance here to lead all 82 laps of this race. We go back to the line again. Now we're up to speed. 29 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. We've led every lap so far.
Clear left.
Of course, with these 4 fresh tires pitting a little bit earlier than the rest of the field, we're going to be on the borderline of fuel to make it to the end. We should be good to the end on fuel, but and between that and that left front tire, we'll see if we can make it. We might need another caution. I might consider pitting if we do get that next caution. 28 laps to go now. It will only be a 75 lap race in the next race. We go to Mid-Ohio. I believe that is a 200-mile race as well. And little bit shorter, but longer because you don't reach as high of speeds of a road course there. A lot more narrower here than Watkins Glen. It is the most narrow road course there is in any of the 3 series here in NASCAR. But there are still a decent amount of passing zones there, so we've seen great racing in the past, both in the Xfinity Series and even open wheel and IndyCar at Mid-Ohio. We seem to always have good racing here at Watkins Glen.
Still there. All right, you're clear.
Got underneath the check just now coming out of the pits. Got a few lap pressure tires on us, but we're going to try to get around them, of course. Looking to the outside. Oh, almost threw the block on us, but he's not quite going to remain in the lead lap. So now only 7 drivers on the lead lap, as the rest of the leaders are now coming onto pit road. And again, just a mistake-free race all day today. And obviously see another caution too that could bunch the field up as well before we get to the end of this one. It is also not at all possible or impossible. Briscoe coming out of the pits there. The outside of Brian Sieg on the exit of turn 1. Easily gonna clear him. As you can see, Noah Gregson now just in front of us, over a minute behind the race lead, but he's in 5th. And so only 5 drivers on the lead lap. Allgaier and Gregson both right in front of me, and even Tyler Reddick caught up in lap traffic here as he tries to get back up to speed. He is not that far ahead either, and now look at us going 3 wide here at Watkins Glen. Haven't seen that much today. And now only 3 drivers are on the lead lap. Quite amazing. And Chase Briscoe, 55 seconds back of the race lead in 2nd. Again, just a dominating race. Reddick, Ray Black Jr. have been right there. We're going to go down next to the inside wall here to break the draft on the lap car of Ray Black Jr. We clear him easily before we get into turn 1. And now trying to run down the 3rd place driver of Tyler Reddick. Running way wide and using all the racetrack, just trying to stay in the gas here on Reddick. But he even through the carousel. Might have actually beaten him back to the shift, and that is why we have gained so much time once again. And now challenging him into the bus stop, really making it pretty tight. But we clear in the middle of the bus stop. We clear Tyler Reddick. And now only 2 drivers on the lead lap. And again, if a caution comes out, it will be a 2-driver race between Cole Custer and Chase Briscoe. We know Briscoe is a pretty good road course racer as well. He won the inaugural Xfinity Series Global race last season. Briscoe running some pretty decent fast lap times here as well. Since Briscoe came out of the pits, he's actually gained 0.6 of a second. Which again, it doesn't seem or mean like a whole lot, but if a caution comes out and the field gets bunched back up again, we have ourselves a race. back with this big of a lead, we might be able to hit that extra time in case we thinking about running out of fuel. Might be able to put 4 tires back on the car as well, because again, we still have 2 fresh sets of tires and only 23 laps to go. We might just end up having to pit an extra time, and if we do, remember we had a 47-second lead. Came back out, we were 3.5 seconds ahead of Briscoe. Now we've got a 57-second lead currently. We should have. We have just as fast at the pit stop. Our lead should be about 13 seconds. Still, with even just a handful of laps left, not enough to catch us again unless we get a caution. It's going to be the only saving grace at this point is if a caution comes out. I just cannot believe how greatly we have dominated. I cannot stress it, cannot get over that fact. Still have 22 laps to go. Again, plenty of time for a caution to really shake things up. But it would be disappointing if we don't win this race at this point due to a restart with a caution. Only because we have led this much already. The Ross Chastain just in front of us right now. Even the 10th place driver in this race is about to go 2 laps down with 21 laps to go, and now he does.
All right, you're clear then.
On a road course, might I add. A road course in which at our fastest lap ever, wasn't even in this race. So, we only know, but we can only imagine how much I'd be leading. I was running my fastest laps ever here. I'm 0.2 of a second off from my fastest lap ever on this racetrack. In fact, I've only ran 1 lap faster in this race than what I did in qualifying. And it was only by 7 thousandths of a second. Got a 1-minute lead on Chase Briscoe. 16.5 second lead. After about 5 laps, like pitting a little later and having fresher tires for a short while, that advantage is gonna even out. And at this point, it's just a matter of who's got the best handling in their car.
We got 20 more laps.
20 to go. It is key to try and catch him and put him a lap down in case of another caution. So when the field gets back, bunched back up, he'll still get the free pass and get back on the lead lap, but he's going to have to restart at the rear of the field.
Careful, still there.
He's getting held off here by a lap car of some sort because he is now 64 seconds back in the lead. 1 minute and 4 seconds back on the lead. It's amazing. Outside of Jeff Green, gonna easily get around him on the exit of 5 once again here. Up to that point, we're gaining just over a second a lap now, 2 laps in a row. Pulling away, I should say, a second of a lap on Chase Briscoe. If we lead every lap and finish one lap ahead of everybody. That is complete dominance, especially in a race that only had one caution. We get a second caution of the race, we are not going to lap everybody once in this one. Shepherd. The exit of the bus stop and the entrance of turn 5, easily going to pass him. Now a 66-second lead on Briscoe. A little less than a second gained here. This lap, a little less than a second pulled away last lap as well. Look at that, 67. Still got 2 cars in between us, but we have about a 67-second lead uphill through the carousel.
Still there.
Kind of the big closing rate on these lap cars just in front of us. We don't want to risk a pass there through the bus stop. Side by side with Harmon on the exit of 5, so that's going to slow us down a little bit. Briscoe wants to see, again, Briscoe wants to see a caution. The later in this race the caution comes out, the better. He does know he just does not have as fast of a car as I do, but he can get around me on the restart. That's less time he's got to hold me off. Still have 17 laps to go. So he wants to see the laps tick down, but he wants a caution to come out at the same time before he goes a lap down. If he ends up going a lap down. Still got about another 2 seconds to catch on him. Race might not be as fun to watch for you guys at home, but never say never, especially with a possible caution. Possible to be looming around the corner here any second. Again, though, too, more lap traffic about to be in the way.
Wow, that's fast.
Just ran our fastest lap of the race at 109.640.
Right side clear.
Briscoe now currently caught right behind 2 lap cars. We're catching up to him quite a bit now, 68.5-second lead. You can see Briscoe, he just got around one of those cars, but he's still now 69 seconds back of the lead as we enter through into the bus stop. No, he has not gotten around any of these guys. Side by side, now to the inside of Brandon Jones as well, passing everybody clean right now. And Cole Custer has just lapped the entire field, so now Chase Briscoe is a lap down. It'll be official at the start-finish line. Just look at this, a 1-lap lead over second place here on the entire field. Definitely don't want to pit now. But I definitely do know on the road course I'm not going to lose the lead. pitting with this big of a lead. Just gotta make sure we take our time getting on the pit road. Plenty of time to spare so we don't lose a whole lap on these guys just because of a pit road speeding penalty. Of course, still got to hit our marks and not run through bus stop. Our tires aren't really that worn out right now, but they will be eventually before the end of this race. How the rest of the season will go on the road courses, if you're going to have this much dominance or not.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there.
Aggressively going to pass Balicki. Didn't waste any time there, but took a little bit later than what I wanted to through the bus stop, but it still worked nevertheless.
Right side clear.
Now 13 to go. Really thread the needle into turn 1 on Casgrala. Gonna clear him. Easily beating him back to the gas. I mean, we are passing everybody in this one. And I don't believe that we have been passed once in this race, even by a lap car. It's because of the timing of the pits. I mean, maybe you could say Brandon Jones tried... Well, no, yeah, he tried to cross over on us earlier, but he couldn't complete it. But yeah, we have not been passed at all this entire race. That is crazy. Just led to us leading every single lap. Crazy though, even a lap car on pressure tires. Just not been able to pass. Another driver seeming as if he has just blown an engine on the racetrack, but he easily gets out of the way and onto pit road with 12 laps to go. Once again, keeping this race green. I don't really care too much about lapping this entire field as I do just trying to lead every lap in this one. And again, I mean, we're right on the border of making it on fuel.
Left side.
We don't know how that left front tire is
All right, you're clear.
going to last as well. We don't know if it's going to make it to
All
the
right,
end.
you're clear there.
Going to squeeze our way through on... Oh, Greg Goldie just able to clear both drivers there off the exit of the bus stop. So we just don't waste any time, and we have raced a clean race all throughout as well in that process. Just quite amazing. Almost made one mistake, but we never made it. 11 laps to go, and still penalty-free, mistake-free. Something I know for a fact we were going to have to do to have our best chance of winning this race. And it has worked out to our favor and worked out to perfection.
Stay to your left. All right, you're clear. Left side. All right, you're clear there.
Ten laps to go now at Watkins Glen.
I need 10 more solid laps. Concentrate for me. You got room, you're clear there. Left side, clear left. Right side, clear all around there. Right side clear. All right, you're clear there.
23% tire there left on that left front tire. We are good to the end. Estimated wise on fuel and caution now with 9 laps to go. We get our second caution of the race. And that is a good reason for me being able to take that advantage we had earlier on. Not going to pit. And we will have 6 laps to go when we go green. Chase Briscoe back on the lead lap, but he'll restart at the rear of the field here. On the outside, he is on the inside on the restart. Green flag back in the air. 6 laps to go at Watkins Glen. As we'll see if I'll be able to easily hold on and win this one. My left front tire is pretty worn down, but not at its worst, at least not yet, but it will be soon. Definitely be a different story here to try and hang on. Didn't want to pit there and have me and Briscoe starting side by side. Briscoe's gonna need another caution here before the end of this one, or he's gonna miraculously need my left front tire to blow out if he's going to want a chance to win this one, as he's already 10 seconds back in the race lead because, again, he is just caught in traffic towards the back there. Left front tire now at 20% tire wear. Again, will it make it all the way back around to the finish? It is going to be close. Running back to the line this time, a little tight off of turn 7, almost into the wall. Had to get out of the gas, but even with the worn out tires, 5 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. Oh man, very loose again there through the carousel. Able to hold on to it. Who's to say we won't get another caution? Oh, loose again. Kind of sliding it into the wall. To take care of the car here at this point. 13.5-second lead. I know you've got a fast race car here. Trying to hold everybody a lap down in case of a caution. Less drivers we have back in this race, the better. Tight off of turn 7, smacking it off the wall. Oh, rubbing hard now with Noah Gregson. 4 laps to go, trying to keep him a lap down.
Clear right,
Oh, barely going to beat him into turn one. That was close. A little bit of a wheel spin. Oh my goodness. Staying out in front though.
Clear right. See if we can manage our tire wear a little.
It's costing us time, but again, we've got a big enough lead. Lap 80 looming around the corner in this 82-lap race. Just got to get back to the white flag here before another caution. Oh man. It's ever so loose here on the racetrack. 13% tire wear left. He's got a chance if the tire blows. Back to the line. 3 laps to go now at Watkins Glen. Still got the clean air on in front, so that's going to definitely help. We have led the first 79 laps of the race. A little bit of a tire spin, and we're going to go wide. Noah Gregson is going to get his lap back. And barely going to be able to hold in front of Tyler Reddick. But yes, Gregson back on the lead lap. 10% tire wear left on the left front tire. We're going to try to get him back. We're going to race him hard, but we're not going to race him too hard. And this is exactly where you can tell, all right, if a caution comes out, I'm having trouble trying to hold on the third place car. And second place of Chase Briscoe has been a lot faster in this one. Even Gregson might have a shot to win this.
Right side.
If we stay green, getting tight again. 2 laps to go at the line this time, just staying ahead of Reddick.
Here's the line.
9% tire wear left now on the left front. About a half a lap to the good on fuel before the caution came out. The caution coming out could have definitely saved the tires. Now, granted, again, if my tires were like this before, yeah, if we wouldn't have had a caution, I would have pit, and I could have cycled back through this later, and I would have had a lot fresher tires. Never would have even lost the lead. Different situation when the caution came out. I had to make sure that Chase Briscoe is going to restart at the rear of the field like he did, as he is 20 seconds back off the lead. And we're 2 turns away from getting back to the white flag. Again, that's all we got to do here is get to the white flag, but only 5% tire wear left on that left front. Will it make it all the way back around? Off of turn 7, white flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Watkins Glen. We've led every lap of the race so far. Now can we lead the final lap? Again, we've got a big lead, but will that left front tire be able to make it all the way back around? Now that we got to the white flag, Gregson's out of the race. It is just between me and Briscoe. And it's all depending on that left front tire that's now down to 3% tire wear. Braking kind of late here into the bus stop. Looking to pass Noah Gregson, now 2% tire wear left on it. But only 2 turns to go. Into turn 6. 1 more turn left. Turn 7 now for the final time today. And off of turn 7, tires gonna make it, not by much. It wouldn't have made it another lap. Checkered flag in the air. Cole Custer wins at Watkins Glen in dominant fashion. Only 3 drivers finishing on the lead lap as I led the entire race from start to finish after qualifying on the pole. Craziness at the Glen today. 92 minutes total time here. 1 hour, 32 minutes in this full Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen. We add on to the points lead once again here today. Now a 32-point lead on Chase Briscoe. Gaining 4 points on him. Briscoe finishing second and holding strong. Here we are in victory lane. There's Cole Custer. It's a big, big win on the day for him. And the fastest lap of the race. And there we go, yep. But all 82 laps in regulation here in this one. It's quite amazing. That is going to be it for this live stream. The next race for the Xfinity Series will be at Mid-Ohio. So long, folks, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Hit the subscribe button. If you want more NASCAR Heat 4 and other related NASCAR content in the future, hit the like button. If you like the commentary, want to, again, hit the subscribe button. If you want more of this kind of commentary with this kind of racing here on NASCAR Heat 4, it's going to be a fun season here to cap off the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series yet. A lot more to come.